What's going on YouTube, and welcome to today's video. My name is Philip Orlando, and today I will explain you why you should strive to become a modern polymath. The modern education system is structured in a way that you become an expert in your field while understanding very little about other fields or areas. You are the contrary of a polymath. As you progress in the education system, you become more and more specialized. You start out in school. With all kids, everyone is learning the same thing. But then as you go to university, you start to pick certain things. Whatever you're studying, you're starting to become an expert in your field, while forgetting all the other fields. I want to explain you why it is so important that you take time out of your day to explore your other interests and become a polymath. If you have ever watched a podcast with Naval Ravikant, you know that to acquire specialized knowledge, which will then allow you to solve specific problems in a completely unique way, like no one has done before, you need to be exploring different interests. Only then can you pull from different areas and create a unique solution. And maybe now you're asking yourself, I'm already learning all day long, sitting in front of my books, learning things, going to lectures, etc. And now this guy is telling me to learn even more. But what comes to your mind when you think about studying something? Do you see yourself sitting in front of your computer or iPad and learning things for hours, having to discipline yourself? Yes, this is the way we learn as adults. But think about the time when you have learned the most. It was when you were a child. You didn't even think about learning. You were exploring, playing around, and therefore acquiring so many skills like you will never in your later life. This kind of learning is effortless and natural. You flow from one activity to the other one. I remember as a kid, I have taught myself to build this Lego Technic multi-thousand pieces vehicles because it was just fun for me. It was not that I forced myself to sit here for 3 hours and build this vehicle. I just did it because I enjoyed it. I learned in an effortless way. But then, as we become adults, we start to learn more consciously. We start to decide what we want to learn. And oftentimes, we're forced to learn things. And over time, we start to associate learning with something that we have to discipline ourselves to do. But becoming a modern polymath is all about reintroducing that natural learning, that learning of flow. So how can you proceed? Every day or a few days a week, block out some time to just explore some interest you have. And then if your interest shifts, you will do something else. That way, you will naturally learn and flow from one topic into the other one. And it will be an enjoyable process, which will along the way build specialized knowledge because no one else has the exactly same interest as you. But a lot of other people can take the exact same degree at university. An important thing I want to say here is that if you're in university right now, maybe you're overwhelmed with the stuff you have to learn. And then you might focus fully on that and forget all of your other interests. That's not great. Keep in mind to still take out some time out of your day to pursue your own interests. It's so important. It will make you a so much more interesting person than if you just learn this stuff out of school. But becoming a modern polymath is not always about just pursuing what excites you in the moment. It's also about consciously maybe deciding which skills you have to learn to then be able to create new things, to be more creative. Let's say you wanted to become a filmmaker. You want to start making films as a hobby. So you first learn how to set up your camera properly. Then you learn about how to take interesting shots. And then you have the shots, you come home, and then you want to create a nice movie out of that. So you decide to learn how to edit videos. You decide how to color correct them, how to color grade them, how to edit the audio, how to make nice transitions. And then suddenly you have unlocked a new skill, which then becomes second nature to you, and you can start creating in new ways. Becoming a polymath will help you in ways you never expected to. If you have some skills, maybe you will be able to use them at your job. Or if you want to become self-employed, I know I want to do that in some future, then you will need an entire skill stack. You will not just be able to make money online without unlocking a lot of different skills, like building websites. Even with Website Builder, it's really simple. But learning something like that, learning how to generate traffic or do some marketing, learning how to design a product or learning how to make a service which people want. These are all skills that together add up to the skill stack of being able to generate an income online. A YouTuber needs to have a lot of different skills. He's in a way, in his area, a polymath. He needs to know how to set up the camera, how to shoot, how to edit videos, how to add music, which music to add. There are so many different skills that come together into content creation. The way I am building specific knowledge is by listening to different podcasts. What interests me today? I have a playlist with podcasts which I can always go into and pick the one that interests me right now. I save the podcast if I see them, but don't want to watch it right now. I also read different books, but I read in a way that isn't forcing me to read the book and finish it. I am jumping between books because that way I am pursuing what interests me right now, and it's much more enjoyable than forcing yourself through a book and maybe you don't really enjoy the book in the moment and therefore you will procrastinate on it. Instead, you could go to another book, read that for a bit, and then later in a week you can come back to the first book and make it much more like a flow state. As you see, becoming a modern polymath has the potential to truly enrich your life, make it more interesting, unlock new ways, new paths in your life you have never thought before were possible. You can meet new people by learning new languages. You can learn insane skills that might help you out in your job. That's it. I hope I inspired you, made it more conscious to yourself that you should take out some time out of your day to pursue what interests you and not only focus on the things that you have to do that are urgent, but really take the time to explore in a playful way what interests you. I hope you truly enjoyed this video. If you have taken some value out of it, please consider subscribing to my channel. I want to grow this community of people who together are leveling up in a positive way. And until next time, bye.